Okay, so similar to the last talk, this is also going to be about prototyping and debugging in ROS, and in particular with a tool called rosh. So rosh was written in 2011 or so by Ken Conley. It was demoed at Google I/O, I think in 2012. I believe Tully is cropped out of this picture on one side or the other, and then was mostly forgotten since then. But I thought it was a great tool, so I decided to revive it. And first, so what is rosh? It is a Python scripting environment for ROS, and it can be used both interactively, but also as through scripting, so you can use it in a shebang line and just run your script, just like any normal executable. And so what does rosh do? Well, it eliminates a lot of boilerplate code, and it can significantly reduce the amount of just stuff you have to do to get something working going. It eases introspection, so it actually can replace a lot of the regular ROS command line tools like ROS topic, ROS node, etc. And you can really interact with the entire ROS ecosystem through its package interface, through messages. You can open bags and things like that. So there's some things that rosh is good for and some things that it's not good for. It's great for interactive debugging, for short linear scripts, and for writing sort of glue code for taking messages, converting them to something else, and sending them along their way. But it's not so good for longer scripts. Obviously, anything that's high performance isn't going to do very well. And multi-threaded code is not so well suited to rosh. So I'm going to start out talking about some of the basics pretty quickly, and then to some of the more advanced topics, and then we'll end with a demo, which is surprisingly similar to what we just saw. So just some of the basic concepts that you do a lot in ROS-Pi or ROS-CPP, you can also do in rosh, very similar. You can just do while OK, and then whatever you want. You can get info about almost anything in rosh. You can just type info on any object, and it'll pop up with probably something helpful. There are a lot of visualization tools. Again, you can do show. It'll pop up the relevant visualization for whatever object you're looking at. And then there are lots of useful aliases that just make things a bit quicker. You can do now for rospy.time.now. There's some other helpful aliases like that. So as I said, you can use it through the interactive shell. It does tab completion of pretty much everything. So no more, ROS topic list, grep, whatever, and then ROS topic echo, whatever. This makes things like that a lot easier. Or as I said, you can use it in your shebang line and just write a script as you would with anything else. So on to the details. So it has an interface to packages in the same way that the ROS package tool, command line tool does. So you can get pretty much any information you want. It was originally written with ROS build in mind, but it will get anything with the catkin package as well. So you can look at any package you want in that style, packages.package name, and then look at the dependencies or whatever you want. You can similarly access message info very easily. So I'm not really going to go through this because you can just look it up if you really want to use it, but it's all, the tab completion makes it so you don't even need to look at documentation if you don't want to. So down to more useful things like subscribing, you don't have to explicitly subscribe to anything. You can just do topics dot whatever the topic name is you want, and then it has a list-like interface to topics. So 0 will get you the last message that was received. 1 will get you the next message, or you can loop over topics. You can get an infinite iterator, just like that. And you can publish similarly easily. Just take your topic name and call it with your message. So for example, you can expand the arguments into a message, just like that. So there's some more advanced things you can do with messages. We already saw an infinite iterator. You can also get an iterator over just some subset of messages. You can do crazy things like muxing. You can assign one topic to another. And then there's just a little bit of extra syntax to publish on a new topic because obviously ROS core needs to know what type it is. So there's some helpful things that topic introspection will let you do. You can print out the message definition from any topic that's there. You can get all the nodes that are publishing a particular topic. You can get, similarly, any node that is subscribing to a particular topic. So same thing goes for services. They can be called really easily, again, with tab completion. And you can call service. The syntax is pretty much the same as regular ross.py, but you don't have to create the service proxy or anything like that. So a little example of what you can do with topics and services. Let's say that you have a service and you don't care about the response and just want to use it like it was a topic. So it takes 3 lines of code. You just have to initialize the topic type and then get an infinite iterator for all the messages on your incoming topic and spit them out as a service. It's really that easy. I think doing it in regular ross.py would be, I don't know, significantly more lines. Oh, there it is. Significantly more lines. In fact, it runs off the bottom of the slide. All right, parameters, just like topics and services, are easy to access through the same type of dot notation. You can set them. You can read them. You can set them. You can set them through command line. Through name parameters. You can set them from YAML files, and you can do dictionary lookup as well. This is kind of YAML file. It's an example of how it would look if you want to set from a YAML file. So other than the basics, all the other functionality is provided as plugins. And so what plugins do is add stuff to your namespace, to your global namespace in Python. So there are several plugins right now that exist. There's Common, which provides actions and camera interfaces. There's Geometry, which provides TF and a few geometry helpers. It'll add like point stamps, pose stamps, stuff like that to your namespace. Visualization, which lets you show cameras, and then there's some meta plugins that load in a bunch of others that you might want to use at the same time. So plugins are easy to load, and you can also set them up in a RC file, so they'll load every time you start rosh, or you can load them from the command line. So just a little bit more advanced stuff. The TF interface is pretty nice. No having to start up a transform listener. You can just go into the transforms object and get whatever you want, and then tell it what your target frame is, and it'll pop out the transform for you. And then, as I said, it provides a few extra little helpers. So there are also topic tools, which I mentioned relay before, but you can also do mux and throttle. And then there are these bag-like things called baggies, which are YAML files, because who doesn't love YAML, that you can use and play back and read just like you would a bag file. All right, so now to the fun thing. Oops, that's too far. So it's a little demo just to demonstrate how easy it is to get something like interesting behavior with almost no effort. It's basically 2 robots playing tag. You have one that just directs a robot to move around randomly, another that has a robot try to crash into it, and then once that robot does, it'll reset the simulation and put them somewhere else. All right. Let me first bring up the code to show how awesomely easy it is. So random move, you just loop forever and select a random velocity, and you're done, and publish it. Following is similarly easy. You just grab the transform, figure out the angle to the leader, and then publish a twist message that gets you closer to the leader. And then reset is just sending the robots to a random location in Gazebo. It uses a service here to just reset the model state. So let's see if Gazebo will work with such a low-res display. case you want to see what's going on. Okay, nice. What a good view. There we go. It's not very helpful. Come on. Yeah, Gazebo won't get smaller than this. So I'm gonna. Oh, crap. All right, I don't know how to unfollow. Oh. Wasn't that nice? All right, so you can see nice, fun behavior. So while this is running, if anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Any questions? Over there.
Do you have any, I didn't see anything for launch.
So the question is about launch. Yes, there is an interface to ROS launch, which I did not mention here. It is documented on the wiki. But yes, you can run launch files. You can also, it uses a funky interface to ROS launch, so you can actually also launch individual nodes from packages. So yes, absolutely, that's there. Yep.
Can you use that in an IPython notebook as well?
I actually am not familiar with IPython notebooks, but probably. I don't know. I'll go check that out after this.